Good morning, Ibiza. If you know Ibiza, you probably know that I'm walking my way to the Sunset Strip. I'm about to go and interview Danny from CLockwork Orange. I've met Danny briefly on a few occasions, CLockwork Orange being one of my favourite events, and I know a lot of you guys that subscribe to me probably already know who Danny is. So let's get to it. We'll get down to Café del Mar and we'll go straight to the point. I'm here with the man himself, Danny from CLockwork Orange. Now I know a lot of you have always talked about CLockwork Orange from subscribing to me, but there's going to be people that probably don't know what CLockwork Orange. In a quick explanation, what is CLockwork Orange for those that don't know?
There's many explanations of what CLockwork Orange is, but CLockwork Orange was launched in 1993 when I was 21 years old.
I was 3 years old.
Yeah, 21 years old. It went on for 10, 11 years, reached a great height and then stopped because it all changed after the millennium. And then we relaunched again in 2012 on my 40th birthday. And it grew and grew and grew and become into something a lot more powerful than it was, or bigger than it was back in the day. It's about great venues, great DJs, great production, spending more money than you should do, performers, and generally trying to be at the top of our game all the time.
Yeah, I think for me, CLockwork Orange is probably one of the original. It's probably, I suppose I've been here for about 12 years, and there's not many events that I really enjoy, and CLockwork is one of them, and more the old school sort of classics.
Yeah, it's the old school classics, like the remixes of them, and then obviously like it's the new music as well.
Yeah. And what events are you doing this year? Because I know you had such, like, I remember you used to go to the Tanit, which was just ridiculously mental.
Yeah.
What are you doing this year?
We don't talk about Tanit.
No?
Shh, that's a secret. This year is Wednesday at Café del Mar, with a 6-piece orchestra, closing the orchestra at the end, closing the sunset at the end. You'll have your sunset tunes, all the tables are reserved, people can just come down and have a drink in a bar. And for the first time ever, just behind us on there on the decking, we're going to have like 6 members of the Royal Philharmonic and London Symphonic Orchestra, like playing out like, you know, classical, like the trance classics.
Yeah.
But they will finish on Café del Mar at Café del Mar.
Oh wow, that'll be something.
So that'll be very special.
Definitely.
Three boat parties which are sold out. They're done on the Thursday. The Friday we're at Cova Santa. That's almost sold out. And then an after party, all the coaches will take everyone to Es Paradis for a vinyl night only. Yeah. So it's vinyl. Saturday is a beach day, and then the Sunday we're doing a new event at the Recinto Ferial, which is like a exhibition, massive warehouse near Ibiza town.
Okay, yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, no one's ever done that before, and we've got all food and performers, all the food's outside, and inside it is literally like a warehouse.
Yeah.
It is huge, and we've got 30-piece orchestra playing classic clockwork classics, basically. Yeah. We're flying them in from England. They're from the Royal Philharmonic and London Symphonic, on the lines of Hacienda and Pete Tong, that kind of stuff. Yeah. We've got live elements from Angie Brown, K-Class Live, and then we've got Roger Sanchez, Mark Knight, Gok Wan, Tall Paul, and then all the Spanish residents from Ibiza as well, like Ivan Mendoza and all the guys from the radio stations, PP. So that's a huge one. Yeah, and massive. Then Monday at Mambo's next door.
All right. And so when you said, you mentioned about the sold out boat parties, like there's not many venues or events that can just, how do you see the success of selling something out so easy? Or is it easy? Or is that just years?
It's changed.
It's changed?
It's changed, yeah. The dynamic.
Because I know you couldn't get like tickets for CLockwork last year for Love Nor Money for one of your events. I can't remember, but it was just, that's all I was getting DMs. And it was at the Cova Santa one.
Yeah.
It was just
sold out in a day.
Chance. Yeah.
Sold out in a day.
The amount of people asked me for tickets to that event was just
sold
ridiculous.
Out in a day. It's changed after COVID. 2019 was our strongest year out here, and then 2020 obviously everyone was off because of, like, you know, that word that we don't like talking about. And then 21, so we came back last year in 22, and you see the energy was there last year in 22, but then this year it's changed. I think you'll see a difference on the island with like the spending and the cost of living that's going on in England.
Yeah.
So you've definitely seen a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot more people coming over for a weekend. I had a guy last week, strangely enough, because of the weather. It's been terrible, boys, for the last 3 weeks. The weather's been terrible, but thankfully it's lifted now. So hopefully that'll be us for the summer. It's amazing what you guys have achieved, like with CLockwork Orange. Like, it blows my mind. Like I said, I've never seen an event that brings people just specifically for that island. There can't be that many events on the island that you know, you have just a massive community and they absolutely love every single thing.
Yeah, I mean, we had to swap from 5 to 8 for whatever reasons to Cova Santa this year, and that's probably the only like the pain that I've got.
Yeah.
But there were not mistakes, but like the things that we oversaw last year with Cova Santa, we're improving this year. Like coaches, we're putting them on. Do you know what I mean? We'll probably have like 10 coaches running at the end, taking everyone to Es Paradis. People say they want some more shade. I'll go there and I'll create more shade. Did you know that Cova's got a new sound system as well?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, mate, I mean, that's something for you want to touch on that. But they've got they've spent a lot of money on a brand new sound system. It's going to make it sound incredible.
I think it's such a unique venue. Like there's nothing
It's
like
incredible.
it in the world.
It's like a throwback to the old days.
I think Cova Santa and Pikes are two places that will never be replicated in the world.
No.
I think that's
Benimussa is good, but it is old.
Yeah, of course.
It is old, but Cova's just, you walk in and go, "Whoa, it's that cool."
Yeah. Have you seen the cave? Yeah.
I went down there a few years ago, but I refused. He said, "Do you want it open when you're done clockwork?" I said, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
I said, "You've got a 70-foot drop, and you've got precarious stairs, and you've got people who are going to be partying." I said, "The two don't mix." It's like coming down the stairs of Es Paradis back in the day. I fell from the top to the bottom with a brandy and coke, full to the brim, and didn't spill a drop.
Fair play.
But I had bruises all over my body.
Am I right in saying you're sober now as well?
20 years.
Wow. I thought it was a new thing.
No, 20 years.
Fair play. I done 1 year now, and now I'm back on the journey. But it's something that
clean and sober.
Yeah. Wow. Fair play to you.
Whereas this is the contrast. In 1998, they done the 10 biggest. I've still got a picture of it on my phone. The 10 biggest caners in Ibiza, and I come third.
Right.
I was so upset. Because I was like off the rails, and I was ashamed that I wasn't number one. And then in '99, they had the caner of the summer, and I got voted caner of the summer. And to me, I was so proud. That's how crazy I was. And my friends are ringing me up from England saying they're reading Mixmag and stuff like that, saying everything all right. I went, "What do you mean all right?" I said, "That's what I wanted. I wanted that. I wanted that. I wanted to show people my madness." And then from that, I had a mega car crash in '99, nearly died. That's another story off my biscuit. And then all these years later, like 20 years sober and clean.
Yeah, fair play. And like, people are probably taking inspiration from that are watching. Like, and how's that changed your life in the last 20 years? Because I see a massive difference, even a couple of weeks without even having a couple of beers.
Massively changed. And the good thing is as well, like I wrote a book, and in that book it explains about alcoholism and recovery and who I was and how I grew up and how your childhood molds you as a person. So that I was crazy, and it just fueled that craziness. But in the book, how it explains about getting sober and how it changes your life, and then people have spoke to me about it as well. And the people I've given them like my number, or I've said to them like, about Alcoholics Anonymous. And the people who come here, and like there was 3 people at the last Clockwork at Printworks. I want to get sober. There's my number. Ring me up. Now they're like 3 months, 4 months off the booze. And they're feeling incredible.
Yeah, it is a movement. I physically can't work without with
I'd
it.
be dead.
If I had a couple of beers, then at an event now, like yesterday I was at an event, straight away somebody's handed me a beer and I was like, nah, I'll have a water. And then from that allowed me to go over to the Luciano one in the port last night, and I wouldn't have went there if it wasn't. So then I wouldn't have been doing the video. So it's been a massive hindrance on me. So I quite enjoy it as well.
You're clear-minded.
Waking up fresh in the morning, going for a hike, and then you've got the whole day.
I don't know about hikes. I think you're taking it a bit far.
Let's stretch.
Bowl of muesli and then go for a hike. I think you need to have a word with yourself. I think you need to get back on it.
20
you need
years
a vodka. What's that all about?
I'll do 20 years sober, but I won't go for a hike.
Yeah, no, actually, do you know what? I was speaking to someone the other day, Charlie Chester, and he said to
Charlie.
me, and he said to me about the caves. I stay in Cala San Vicente or Vincent, and he said, you should go to the cave allegedly where like the tattoo I've got on the back of my leg. That was the cave in which she was born or something, or which she retreated to. And he said about that and the history around the island of when Franco came here and all these different things. And I know about a lot of stuff, but there's so much I don't know.
Well, that's it. Like when COVID sorry to use that word, when that thing happened,
The dreaded C.
that word, and when that happened, I was like, what am I going to do? Because I was working with some artists and stuff, and the events, and it was just, I couldn't do anything, and especially with the Ibiza Club News, there was no news. So I just took the camera out and started to explore the island, and that's kind of where the YouTube channel was born. But then that's where I fell in love with Ibiza, and I was like, right, I'm 33 now, and I was like, I've done this for about 10 or 11 years, and I'm not really enjoying it, but I am enjoying going for that hike or going to see the caves, or getting to know a little bit more about the history of Ibiza. And it's an island just full of so many interesting people, as you probably know, especially when you're up in the north. The type of people you meet is just, it's mind-blowing. Like,
yeah,
and
different.
That's the thing, when we obviously talk about Clockwork and we talk about the events, but how unique is this island?
Oh, it's very unique.
Like,
Massively.
why
Like the difference, like that I've seen. I came here in '89.
Yeah.
And I was 17, and as soon as I got off the plane, it wasn't my first summer holiday or my first holiday going abroad, but just the smell, the pine trees at night, and even the gasoline fuel or the fuel from the plane, I fell in love with that. And then when we landed at the hotel, and the hotel where we stayed is now the hotel that's directly behind Tanit. So where we made the most magical events on the island was the first place where I stayed on the island.
Yeah.
It was all linked together, and it's everything that goes around here. I mean, you know, when I first came here, I came here in '89, and then '92 was my first summer. I used to sit down there on the rocks, and you imagine like all the Café del Mar was totally different then. Mambo's was just a house. None of this was here. It was just a dusty old car park. And so this like great big massive building at Café del Mar, we used to park our cars in here.
It's mad.
And there was no motorway. Motorway came in 2003 or something like that. 2003, 2005. And I had 2 years off in 2003, 2005. I come back and I'm driving along in the car and I went, where am I?
Yeah.
They built a motorway.
It's mad.
So in the 30 years that I've been coming, 34 years, 5, whatever it is, the change is dramatic.
Yeah, even me, I've only been here, 13 years, and I've seen a huge difference. What's your take on we have to be honest, that it is changing now with the sort of VIP culture and the minimum spend and the sort of, it is what it is, but what's your view on that now? Like, it's happening all over the world. I don't think it's an Ibiza problem. If you go to New York, Miami, Amsterdam, Berlin, well, maybe not so much Berlin, but you see it everywhere.
You can look at it in two different ways. You can look at it as though like it's destroying something, but not really, because the music is the music, and if you're that way inclined, you just want a single beer and you want to have a dance, it's up to you. If you want something a bit more luxurious and you want something with some table service and see, VIP is a shit word, sorry to like whatever, but it means very important person. It's not a very important person, it just means someone who wants to like relax a little bit more with a chair and have some service. It needs to be reworded, the word. Do you know what I mean? And if you work hard and you want to play hard, or if you work hard and you want to enjoy life a little bit more, then so be it. Do you know what I mean? It started in the early 90s in Pasha with like P. Diddy and people like that spending like whatever on. It didn't start then, but that's when you noticed it. Because it wasn't in any of the clubs when I used to do them from 1994 until 2001. There was no table service, no bottle service, and all the parties in the 90s were all in the night time. There was no day parties except for space. That was it. And Bora Bora.
Well, there has been a huge flip, like
massive flip.
What I was saying, like even 8 years ago, many of these venues didn't. Well, say 10 years ago, like there was no Old Beach, there was no Destino, Ushuaia, Ibiza Rocks.
Space.
Yeah, of course. But Ibiza Rocks was one day a week. They do a Wednesday and they do a gig, and that started at like 7 p.m. Now they do seven days a week. Boat parties were probably the only real thing you could do in the day.
We did the first boat party in 1996.
Yeah.
We did it from Kenya. It left at sunset, and we went out onto the sea for about 2 hours, and we come back at midnight in a boat. It's illegal. And as we come into the bay and all the sound systems going and we're all hanging out the windows going, rah, 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 as we pulled in, there was about 4 police cars. And the captain went, you just got to shut up. And as we pulled in, we was like normal, and all got off the boat and just walked along, and we went to Es Paradis, and all these policemen just standing looking at us. You're not supposed to do boat parties at night time, let alone take out whatever. And that was the first one. They did parties on boats, but this one with a system and like going.
I think we're gonna have to do a second video as well. I don't think
we ain't even scratch the surface. We ain't even scratch the surface.
But like getting to the point for people that are like coming to Ibiza that are watching my vlogs, what dates is the Clockwork this year?
Clockwork's 19th to the 24th of July. The 21st of July, there's 2 events on. The first one is at Cova Centre. Massive lineup. Todd Terry, Fat Tony, Tor Paul, Seb Fontaine, Terry Farley. It's massive. Brandon Block and Alex P. It's a massive lineup for a venue because we swapped it. And then the evening, everybody goes to to Es Paradis in San Antonio, and then the Sunday is the Recinto Ferial with the 30-piece orchestra. Roger Sanchez, Mark Knight, Gok Wan, it just goes on and on and on. And that's going to be incredible because it's inside. We're going to feature a lot of it inside and lots of decoration and lots of craziness. So it'll be very much like the Space Terrace of old.
Okay.
Whereas you're dancing, and the same as like when we do Amnesia, you're going to have a puppet man walking through 12 foot and girls on stilts and people doing this and mad stuff there. So it's going to be an incredible event.
And you can still buy tickets?
Yeah, they're online. Yeah, they're the only things, they're the only two I spoke about, because the other stuff really is sold out, or all the tables. All the tables for Café del Mar are reserved. You can still come, watch the orchestra. All the tables are reserved for dinner on the Monday at Mambo's, but you can still come because we do a little bit of an after party. All the boat party tickets are sold out. The Saturday at the beach, which we don't talk about, all the beds are gone for that, so you can still come for that after 5 o'clock. They're the only two things that are really like, well, at the moment, one of them still, some of them are 75% sold.
Oh, okay. I'm looking forward to it. Well, cheers for taking the time. Like I said, I think we should do a long format video.
Yeah, cool.
If you would like to see a long format video for Danny, we'll do about, what, 2 hours?
Yeah.
You think that's enough to get?
Oh, you want the proper nitty gritty?
Yeah.
Mate, I'll give you the madness. that's what sells. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Right. Reply in the comments if you think we should do a longer format video.
We got like that. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Thanks for taking the time, man.
Nice
Appreciate it. Good to see you.